Littlefinger is very interesting in this episode. And I know I went on a very long rant in last week's episode, for those of you who listened, about the significance of the cat's paw dagger.
The dagger. When the dagger showed up, I felt like I felt emanations through the forest. It's like, oh, Terry's freaking out right now.
And for what it's worth, much more interesting than what actually happened on this show, if I was to toot my own horn.
She wrote an essay.
I did. I wrote an essay. I ranted for at least 5 minutes at the end, like just me speaking straight to camera. You were like, yep, sounds good. I have no feedback. You do you, Terry. Littlefinger is obviously a very important character in this season for reasons we aren't quite clear on. And the one thing that I think we are all assuming will happen is that the reason there's so much focus on Littlefinger is because he's in for a bit of a comeuppance, if you will. He's one of your favorite characters. And I'm curious what your take on this is. Do you think the reason there's so much emphasis with Jon threatening Littlefinger, with Bran being there and making very pointed comments, with Arya showing off her skills very specifically in front of him, and everyone saying, why is he here? Do you think that's building up to some sort of, you're going to get what you deserve for being sort of the mastermind behind everything that happened?
Are you saying that all the Starks coming together will finally be Littlefinger's undoing? Yeah,
I mean, I just feel like the reason why all of these pieces are being put into place is because we know that he's been a master manipulator behind the scenes. And we were talking about this a little bit beforehand. Arya, it doesn't have Littlefinger on her list right now, but I feel like if she knew any one of the countless things he's done, that would have been enough to do it.
Right.
And I wonder if that's what they're setting up. Some sort of like you said, like these pieces coming on the board to be his undoing. Do you think we're building up to that this year?
Yeah, maybe he, he has been such a master manipulator. I think that's the third time I said that. But I feel he doesn't really know the just how much all the Starks have grown and the skills they've gained, supernatural and otherwise. So I feel like they will be he's underestimating them, will be his undoing. Or, I do feel like he does know so much that maybe he could get out of it. But also I think it would be very fitting for, let's say, here's just a theory, that it turns out he was the one who put the cat's paw dagger in the assassin's hand to go kill Bran. Bran reveals the information to Arya. Arya's like, ooh, I got something for you, Littlefinger, and then goes and kills him on like Sansa's orders or something like that, right? So I feel like maybe, he could be getting what's coming to him.
Yeah, I think that's sort of where I'm at with how things play out as well, and it is really interesting. There's that scene he has where, again, he just like very boringly gives Bran the dagger. My theory was much better about how that would play out. And he gives Bran the dagger, and Bran later to Arya is like, I don't care about this, but he clearly knows the significance of it, right? But Bran does something very interesting, and he says to Littlefinger, chaos is a ladder. Now,
so many chills.
If I feel like it was said in a very pointed way that most people probably picked up on it, and also that line was a very big part of like the season 4 or season 3's promotional trailer. I forget which one, but if you missed the significance of that, that was something that Littlefinger said to Varys, I believe, in the throne room in one of their very personal one-on-one conversations, that Bran should never in any realm of possibility know about, except that Bran is the three-eyed raven. And that was a really key moment because Littlefinger realizes, oh, this guy might know a lot more than he lets on. And I think for someone who is, again, master manipulator, we'll just keep saying that. If this was Pod Save America, this episode would be called Master Manipulator. But I think that since he knows that does make him a threat, and I think that Bran could offhandedly even just say, oh, Arya, just so you know, that dagger is the dagger that Littlefinger held to our dad's throat when he betrayed him. Like, that would be enough to make her want to go kill him. If you didn't watch last week's Dragons on the Wall, especially my very deep dive cat's paw theory, cat's paw dagger theory, make sure to check that out also all week long, even though dragons won't be back until Monday. Plenty more Game of Thrones content and theories coming up on the site, so make sure to check it out. For all things Game of Thrones, make sure to keep it here at IGN. That's our show. Thanks, everyone.